Hi, I'm Kendall Miller with freshdv. We've been talking a lot about follow focus units and how to use them to control the focus on your camera. Well, it's all nice if you need to be able to be right close to your camera and be able to control the focus. But what happens if you want to put your rig on a crane or a dolly or maybe a Steadicam? Well, then you would want to use a wireless remote follow focus to be able to remove control from here and control it from a little bit further away. And what we're going to do is we're going to demo the bartech remote follow focus unit combined with the Palomar Engineering M1 motor to control this rig. Over here on our HVX 200, we've got a Brevis adapter with a Zeiss 1.3 cinema style lens, and it's geared to a standard 32 pitch. So we're going to start by setting up the bartech. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the M1 motor, and as you can see, they've given us a variety of different sleeves here for different size rods. This is a standard 15mm insert, and you just slip it in right there, and that's going to change the diameter here to fit nicely on that rod. So the next thing we're going to do is, this is actually interchangeable gearing. You can place any type of the gears. As you can see here, they've given us a whole collection to match different type lenses. This one, as you can see, is a 32 pitch, so we're going to use this one. All you're going to do is, if you roll it over, you can see little notches cut in the back. You're just going to line those up with the little ball mounts that he has here. And if you go to the front, you can see where they are, and the whole thing will just snap right down on there very firmly. We can go ahead and put this part on our rods. Loosen it slightly. Whole thing with the rod insert slides right on. You can also make vertical adjustments right here. Just going to gently loosen it and leave it a little bit away from the actual lens gearing. Next step is to take the receiver, and the way that they recommend doing this is you can actually mount this on like a mic mount or a wireless mic bracket or some other sort of bracket on your system. We're just going to leave it right here for right now so that we can demonstrate a little easier what's going on. The receiver is actually powered off of a variety of systems. You can get pretty much a adapter cable for pretty much any type of power pack system you're using, whether it's like an Anton Bauer or an IDX. Just so happens that they've sent us one for a standard NP1 battery. Plate just slips right over the end. And they've got this connector here. This connector plugs right into the power on the receiver, and there's a red to red. Just take the little dot, switch it right in, plugs right up. Turn it on. I'm going to leave it off for now. The next part of the cabling is to run the cable from the receiver over to the actual motor. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the red spot once again, and we're going to plug it into the motor, which is abbreviated MTR. Just going to take the red dot here, once again line it up with the red, just snaps right in. The other end is the same type connector. And this one is going to mount into the bottom of the motor. If I turn it over here, you can see, once again, red to red, just snap it right in. This will also move so you can position it wherever you want. Just slide this right back on our rod system, and we're going to set it about where we want it and loosely attach it. So now you should have the cable going from the motor to the motor feed power right here on the receiver, and then the power tap on the top of the receiver going over to our NP1 battery. And we're just going to lay these two devices to the side, pick up our transmitter. The transmitter is powered just off of a 9-volt battery that goes in the bottom. Pretty much just put it in, snap it shut, should be good to go. We're going to verify that we've got a good signal, so we're going to go ahead and turn the power on here. Turn the power on the transmitter. We're just going to hold them both here, set our switch here to run, and just dial through to confirm that we're getting a signal. Excellent. I should also mention that there's a variety of channels that you can use here going from 0 to 7, and a matching channel selector on the receiver. So you want to make sure that they're both set to the same channel. In this case, we're using channel 7. The next step is to calibrate the start and stop points of the follow focus unit so that they correspond with close focus and infinity on the lens. So we're going to go ahead and do that. The first step is to go ahead and make sure that this gear is not actually engaged on the lens itself. The next step is to take the actual transmitter, go ahead and turn it off. The center receiver, make sure the toggle switch here on the side is set to the center position, and just go ahead and roll the top one down all the way till it stops and the bottom one down until it stops. Go ahead and find the center point on your lens barrel. This one resides somewhere around 8 or 10 feet for the focus ring. Set that and then go ahead and engage the gear motor to the lens itself. Hold it kind of tight and go ahead and tighten down on it. Okay, with that in place, we're ready to go ahead and actually calibrate it. We're going to go ahead and take this toggle switch and we're going to move it to the up position, just real like so. And with that in the up position, we're just going to make a quick adjustment by easing this little switch here up. And as we do, you'll see it begin to move the lens. We're going to move it until it actually reaches the end of the lens. And you should hear a little click here in a minute. There you go. If you watch the gear here, you can see it kind of torque. And you want to come off it just a touch. Next thing is to set the other point. So you're just going to toggle switch down. And we're just going to do the same procedure until we reach the other end of the lens. Somewhere right about there, and just ease it down. With those 2 points set, you go ahead and toggle the switch back to the center position. You can confirm that this switch is in the right position by looking at the LED indicator. When it's in a calibration mode, you're going to see a flashing LED, and when it's ready to operate, you'll just set this and it'll be red. So we've correctly calibrated the unit now. Next step is to set this back to the start point, set it to run, and turn on our power. And now we should be able to cycle through the complete barrel of the lens with everything set correctly. There you go. Now, if for some reason you wind up with your start and stop points backwards from what you want, it's very simple. All you have to do is go from forward to reverse on the transmitter, and now you can go the other way, back and forth. So really, however you choose to calibrate your start and end points isn't a big deal. Not only can you manipulate this unit at a very high rate of speed, but you can also do it at a very smooth, subtle, slow turn. So you can ease in and out of your marks very organically, much like a more traditional follow focus unit. While we didn't test the full extent of the range of this unit, we did test it between 300 to 500 feet without any problem at all. So it should be more than adequate for most applications. This also has a unique removable marking ring. So if you get it all cluttered up, you can just easily remove it with another one, snap it back into place. One simple screw, and you're back in business, ready to go. Next thing we're going to do is we're just going to put this through a range of depth of field test, let you see what it looks like firsthand.